Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for sharing your Friday with us. I am Louisa Lee, here to keep you informed and entertained. 欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新奇、最有趣的新闻。First to news in Spain, much of the country has come to a standstill, with dozens of Spanish cities and towns protesting against the government's labor reforms. 58 people have been detained by the authorities, while 9 have been injured in the demonstrations on Thursday in Madrid. 西班牙政府预计要宣布新一波的紧缩方案，结果有上千名的民众聚集在 Madrid 街头抗议，表达他们的不满。
Thousands of demonstrators gathered in Madrid's Puerta del Sol on Wednesday to rally against the government's austerity measures. The country is bracing itself for a general strike called by Spain's largest unions to protest sweeping reforms and rising unemployment. Labor leaders are saying the reforms violate workers' rights.
They talk about reforms, but what they really want is to tear down the democratic and Labour social status. We have to counteract those who talk about austerity when these policies are leading us to calamity.
At 23%, Spain's unemployment rate is the highest in the European Union, and the government predicts it could hit a record high of 24.3% this year. Spain accounts for nearly a third of all the jobless in the Eurozone. And the government is desperate to show the EU that it's serious about enforcing structural reforms, no matter how unpopular. Such reforms will make it cheaper to fire workers and more difficult to implement salary increases based on inflation. The general strike scheduled for Thursday will be the first since September of 2010. Although 3/4 of Spaniards are against labor reform, according to a recent poll, majority also believe that a general strike could make the situation worse.
And now to other news. You can either buy it or even better, rent the artwork for as little as £25 a month. Businesses are coming up with new ideas to lure potential clients to spend for the love of art. 很多人都喜欢用画来装饰家里，可是有的时候不确定到底这个画适不适合家里的摆设。现在就有国外的画廊提供先让你把画租回家的服务，等到你真的喜欢再买。
Using embroidery and textiles in her paintings of buildings, artist Rosalind Davis has made a name for herself in the art world.
The embroidery is used as an element of drawing you in because it's very tactile and making you kind of look closer at the surface.
Like many emerging artists, Davis can't always be sure of earning a regular income. The London-based painter is now working with online portal RiseArt. They chose her as one of around 50 curated artists who promote and sell their work on the RiseArt website. They also commissioned 2 limited edition prints, and Davis believes it'll help her bring her work to a new audience.
They're promoting it and selling it, which means realistically as well having a hopefully a more stable source of income. As we all know, it's not necessarily that stable or reliable to know you're going to sell a painting, but if you've got an avenue, an outlet where somebody is basically consistently trying to sell your work in that way and selling prints which are more affordable than the original artworks.
RiseArt's founders started the business to give more people access to original art. Alongside the curated collection from hand-picked artists, the website also displays works by around 1,500 others. They say the traditional way of buying art, through galleries or exhibitions, could be intimidating and expensive, says co-founder Scott Phillips.
To discover your taste in art, we have an online quiz, and you can connect based on those results. We'll present you with tailored curated collections based on our curators. You can connect directly with the artists and follow their work.
If art lovers find something they like but aren't yet willing or able to commit, there's also an option of renting original works. Prices start at £25 a month. Photographer Ravi Janeja was looking at images of the Scottish Highlands online when he discovered this work by Pedro Guimarães.
I'm happy to be able to rent it now, so I can secure it, and I will buy it. And if there was anything else on there that I liked, then I would go for that too.
Rise Art isn't the only online upstart looking to open a new digital window to the art world. But with its novel rental scheme, it's betting that winning customers along the way will ultimately translate into a sizable business. And it's already planning to expand into other European markets.
And now to entertainment news. They are back with more to give. One of America's greatest rock and roll bands, Aerosmith, is making some promises. The rockers are aiming to release a new album in just months and will be backing it up with a U.S. tour. 摇滚乐团 Aerosmith 在休息了将近8年之后，终于要推出新专辑了。而且更让歌迷开心的是，他们计划在6月中举办全美巡回演唱会。
Aerosmith has reunited with Jack Douglas, who produced the band's key 1970s albums and quietly recorded a new studio album, which is the band's first since 2004's Honking on Bobo. The 18-stop global warming tour will kick off on June 16 in Minneapolis and is slated to run through August 8.
You're going to get to hear some new songs from the new album, and you're going to get to hear some old songs from the old albums, and you're going to get to see new us and old us, and you're just going to go out and rock. We're going to rock your world.
The group's new album, which is also its 15th studio album, will only add to their extensive roster of songs to choose from. But guitarist Joe Perry said they will be very careful about how they mix old and new for the tour.
We really care what the fans want to hear, plus we want to play songs that excite us and think are going to excite the fans. So, you know, we definitely take that part of it seriously, and it's an art in itself putting the set list together.
Tyler has had some issues performing live in the past, including falling off the stage at a show in South America. At the press conference, Tyler joked that all the necessary precautions are in place to protect him during this summer's run.
Yes, I'm actually in a sling all night to hold me up.
They put him in one of those rubber helmets, you
We're
know.
gonna get airbags.
A broomstick up my back. You know, it's all ludicrous. It's, you know, we've done how many times we played live? Almost 5,000 times now. I've fallen off the stage 4 times, so it's all right.
Aerosmith has been churning out hits since the 1970s and is listed by Billboard as the best-selling American rock band of all time. Over 40 years, the multi-platinum Boston band has performed close to 2,000 concerts in 40 countries.
The 3D animated feature, The Lorax, is finally available to us. Based on Dr. Seuss's eco-cautionary fable, the film comes with a poignant message, and it has a lot to do with not listening to the Lorax, the orange creature with flaxen facial hair. In a world where everything is bought and artificially created, a 12-year-old boy embarks on a journey to seek for one thing that matters to the girl he adores. Voiced by Zac Efron, Ted starts to learn about the story of the Lorax, the guardian of the trees, whose warnings were ignored prior to their fate of living in a deforested plastic land. 3D 动画片的 Lorax 改编自 Dr. Seuss 的经典童书，描述一名永远怀抱希望的森林守护者，还有一个想要把树带回家给梦中情人的少年，他们2个相遇的故事。这部片配音卡司坚强，而且还是连续2周北美票房冠军。
So, you want to know what happened to the trees? But I didn't think anyone still cared. Well, that's me, the guy who still cares. It all started a long time ago when I accidentally summoned a mystical creature as old as time itself, the Lorax.
Hey! Oh! Did you chop down this tree?
What's that?
Hey!
I think he did it. You need to change the way things are.
I won't let you down.
Take a journey.
Whoa, you got a beautiful town here, Ted. I can't think of any reason you'd ever want to go outside of town again.
And change the world. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not.
The last truffula seed.
It's not about what it is. It's about what it can become.
Bring it on, Teddy!
I could just kiss you right now. Well, we don't have time for that.
I don't know, we have a little time.
The Lorax.
And that's it for this edition. I am Louisa Lee, and happy Friday to you. We'll see you back here on Monday. Meanwhile, stay with CTS to find out the latest weather update and for more top stories.